Kalimera, Kalimera from Greece, from beautiful Greece, beautiful Nafplio. I hope you're doing well, my friend. Before we start the video, please drop in the comment section where you're watching this video. I am always curious to see and to know exactly where you guys are watching my videos. Now, this is a quick video that I want to do here today. Yesterday, I was on Facebook and I came across this post. It's a page about Greece. And I couldn't help but to go in the comment sections and go and check out what people were saying. Now, these are quite funny to a certain extent. Comments that people were dropping on this post, and I just wanted to share it with you. Now, most of the people were talking, of course, about the fact that you cannot throw toilet paper, right? I found that a little bit hilarious because it seems to be a big deal for a lot of foreigners and for a lot of tourists. The fact that you cannot take a shit and just throw the toilet paper down the toilet. A lot of people mention that, funny enough. And I know that for a fact because on my videos, a lot of foreigners have mentioned that as well. But another thing that was brought to my attention, or something that I found it quite funny, was the mosquito situations. There's a lot of mosquitoes here in Greece. But then again, I grew up in Venezuela, so mosquitoes is not something that is new to me. But I guess if you come from a place where there is not a lot of mosquitoes, then this is something that you're gonna bring up into this type of post. Kalimera, primo, kalimera, kalimera. Kalimera, kalaise. A lot of people mention quite a lot about the stray cats and the stray dogs. This is a big problem here in Greece. These cats here in the path, right, that I see every day, there are 2 or 3 different ladies who come around this time. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. They're gonna come now and they actually feed the cats and give them water. So a lot of you guys have mentioned that, oh, when the cats, cry to me or they're, talking to me, they want food. Why don't I feed them? Like somehow, I don't care for animals. A lot of people mentioned that as well in this post, that there is quite a lot of abuse towards animals, and which I live here in Greece, so I haven't seen anything like that. If anything, Greek people are very, very loving and caring towards animals. Okay, it's just that we do have a problem with a lot of stray cats and stray dogs. I've been bitten by a stray dog, by the way. I've done a video about that. So it is a big issue, and it is true that we have a problem here, but we don't abuse animals at all. I don't agree with that. A lot of people mention in the comments as well that leaving Greece, right, like coming here for a holiday or to travel and then having to leave, go back to their reality, was one of the things that affected them the most, based on the question that this person made on this particular post about Greece, which is a fair point. A lot of those comments were very, very positive. There's just one comment someone said, it's just a thing about the internet. There was just this comment about someone attacking at a personal level someone that was just leaving a lovely comment, something towards the end. He said something like, your upper lip sucks, which I found it quite offensive. But then again, it's the internet, and people are going to be people. People are just going to go around the internet just dropping negative comments. You can't really do much about that. What I found quite interesting is that people that engage in negativity online, and especially in this type of post, you see that they are adults, man. They're grown-up adults like you and me, and they just go around leaving negative comments and just being a troll or just being haters. I have learned that the hard way. I thought, like, what, if my audience is of a certain age, which, by the way, I can tell because of YouTube analytics. I can see roughly where my audience is watching my videos, at least in percentages, and your age as well, like the demographics and the age. And whenever there is negative comments or hate, it still shocks to me that an adult or a grown-up man or woman will actually engage in negativity, and you can actually leave hate like that online. You will think that this is something that teenagers will do, or this is something that young people will do, but you're mistaken. There are quite a lot of people out there just personally attacking one another. Like, for example, in this comment, your upper lip sucks. I mean, this is like a personal I mean, it is funny to a certain extent, and then you can tell by the comment that this is just, they just want to steer shit up, really. But the grand majority of the comments were just lovely. You know, people were talking as well about certain things like, I don't know if they mentioned graffitis, which is a big deal. Like, you know, like I'm here in nature, right? And if I go like this, you know, it's just shit. You know, a lot of people have mentioned that. I've spoken about graffitis as well. For example, this graffiti, which is ACAB, it stands for All Cops Are Bastards, right? I learned this from a Greek, obviously, when I first moved here to Greece. So there's certain things that, as a foreigner living here for many, many years, I could share the insights of Greece. I don't tend to do this type of videos anymore. I used to do them quite a lot back in the day. I used to do videos like this ones, talking about the 3 things you should never do in Greece, or the 3 things that you don't know about Greece. Things that I hate about Greece. I don't do them anymore. So when I see this type of post, it cracks me up a little bit. I feel like I can't help but to go into the comment section, you know, and see what people have to say about this beautiful country, which is, of course, far from perfect, just like your country, right? Just like my country, where I come from. Venezuela is beautiful, right? We Venezuelans take a lot of pride, and we have the most beautiful women in the world. We have the best food, the best climate, the best everything, and that is true. But there's a lot of things that is not right with Venezuela. The same goes for the States. The same goes for any other country, for that matter. So when it comes down to this type of post, talking about Greece, I am always curious to see what people's opinion is about Greece. Someone said in one of those comments that Greece is overrated, right? And there is a lot of negativity. I think that the most important thing for foreigners, just like you, that you're watching this video, or even if you're Greek, I got a lot of Greeks who are living abroad, they're watching my videos. Καλημέρα παιδί μου, θα έρθει κυρία με το φαγητό σε λίγο. Θα έρθει. As you can see, they're stray cats, but they're well fed, okay? Anyways, the thing about Greece is that for people, because we foreigners, when we hear about Greece, we're thinking about Mykonos, Santorini, mythology, the Acropolis. We're thinking about moussaka, all the beautiful things about Greece. And when we hear someone talking bad about Greece, we can't fathom that idea that someone will say something negative about Greece. How dare? How would you say something negative about Greece? So when we hear this in different posts, like social media or even on videos, by the way, for foreigners, it's a kind of like a big thing. It's like, really? I didn't know you can take a shit and not throw the toilet paper down the toilet. And people are making a big fuss about that, right? Or when there is negative comments about Greeks underneath this type of post, right? There's a big thing when it comes down to people who are natives talking bad about their own country, okay? And when it comes to Greece, because Greece is, it's Greece. And I do have Greece in a certain place in my heart, not only because I am married to a Greek and I have a family who happens to be, multicultural, because I'm from Venezuela. And as much as I want to pretend that I'm Greek, I will never be Greek, even though I live here for many, many years. I do put Greece in a pedestal, and Greece still is something that is, exotic to me, because I come from the other part of the world. So for me, this is like, I walk around and I say, this is fucking Greece, man. I live in Greece, and I do take a lot of pride in that. And I know that there is bureaucracy. People mention that quite a lot. I know that there's a lot of red tape. I know that salaries are low. I know there is a lot of, negative things about that, right? There's a lot of negative things about Greece. So enough said. If I look like I'm a little bit intense, it's because I just have a διπλό ελληνικό café, Mosquito. That's a double Greek coffee without sugar, right? And I'm really pumped. I'm just going for a walk. Actually, I'm running late. I'm supposed to meet my wife right now. I'm gonna go to the Laiki Agora, which is the farmer's market. I'm not gonna film in the farmer's market because I've done that before, and I don't have enough battery on my phone. So with that being said, my wife is calling. I have to answer this. I'm running late. So, para πολύ. I'll see you in another video.